What can I say about my first guest? He's a blues brother, he's a conehead, he's a ghostbuster, and he's also one of my dearest friends in the world, Mr. Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd. Stay tuned.
I stand a lot.
I'm back here with one of my best friends, Dan Aykroyd. Now, I know something about you that a lot of people don't know. You were a very wild child, weren't you? You were almost like a borderline juvenile delinquent, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, I mean, starting from that beginning, how do you then go to becoming such a accomplished, first of all, entertainer, and then this incredible businessman that you've blossomed into? You have this amazing long-term happy marriage. You have a daughter in Harvard. I mean, how do you get from there to here? Did you know then that you had something in you that was destined for greatness?
I don't think I knew that I had anything in me that was destined for greatness, but I had great parents. And I had parents who understood that some of my gifts and talents were unrefined and raw and had to be refined and trained. So I was wild in class, and I didn't listen, and I talked through a lot of high school classes and did terrible things to the teachers. But ultimately, my parents realized that I needed some training, so they sent me to theater school. And it was their wisdom, they saw me as a mouthy little kid, and they said, well, that mouth someday might be able to learn to, announce things or to play act or sing, and they saw the gift there.
And you found when you started doing that this was a place where you can feel comfortable in your skin?
Yeah, because there were other crazy kids there that also needed help, And I think it was just great parenting, and also where I grew up. I had a beautiful upbringing. I grew up in Ottawa, Canada.
Yes.
And my parents were...
That's the capital of...
It is, of that great nation. And I was up there with my folks and lived in an environment where, first of all, it was safe back then. And it was a clean environment. It was an environment where there was culture, and it was stimulating because we had all of the embassies from all over the world there. So I was fortunate that I got a good education, and I had great parents, and I had people who understood that training and all of that can complement ability.
Well, you found great success on SNL. I mean, really, to this day, I have to say that there will never be another you. And you really defined what was the greatness about that show. But how did you leverage that celebrity to parlay it into money-making businesses for yourself?
Well, celebrity, Franny, as you know, is good for three things. For perhaps getting a good table in a restaurant, for promoting charities, say four things. Promoting charities, for getting out of the odd speeding ticket, except that no longer applies to me on Highway 81 between Syracuse and the border. I burnt that out with the New York State Police. That's, yeah. And then the other thing is for making awareness on a product. And that's what we've done with the Crystal Head Vodka and the Patron Tequila in Canada.
And you're still associated with the House of Blues?
Oh, yes. It's now part of Live Nation, and I'm a consultant to the company, and we have 13 nightclubs around the world. They're making money for Live Nation. They are the greatest places to see music and have fun.
And then so now you furthered it because you became the president of Crystal Head Vodka. So tell us about that.
Well, that's really the, you know, if you want to think of the best uses of celebrity, it's to appeal to people for charities, for altruistic.
Yes, and you are extremely philanthropic. I mean, you're just an amazing,
we love groups like
amazing, generous person. I've never met anybody like him. I have to say, you know, I have to share with you that, you know, at the time that I was a victim of a violent crime, Peter and I, you know, my home was broken into. I had been raped at gunpoint. It was a terrible, terrible time in our life. And that very night, Dan opened up his home to me with his wife, Donna, and Peter and I were like shaken, and we were completely discombobulated. We didn't know how to take the next step forward, and he opened up his home and his heart to us, and we were there for literally 3 months until we had the courage to go back to our own home again, and I will never, ever forget that. He has always been a tremendous friend. Even coming on the show now shows his loyalty to his friends.
Well, you know, Franny, it's not too much to ask for us to come on the show because we love seeing you anytime. You look spectacular, and you are one of the most generous people that I know.
Thank you.
I mean, obviously. So, as far as the celebrity and leveraging that, good for charities, good for business, because the vodka, although it is a great product, it's in the bottle, and we'll talk about that a little later, the awareness would not have been there without my name.
Right.
And what I was able to do was go out. I do these signings at liquor stores. I go around just like you know, Britney signs CDs or John Grisham signs a book. I go and sign vodka bottles. So what we were able to do, I do these signings, and everybody now, that sometimes we get as many as 500, 600 people, and you know, there'll be 100 people that have cell phones and cameras now. Well, 50 of those are going to put it on YouTube, Facebook. So I'm getting what in effect is, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in media exposure that I don't have to pay for, because it's all out there in the social web today. So I go do a signing, it appears all over YouTube, web, viral. That awareness increases. People see the vodka, they want to try it. And
see how contemporary he is. He understands. You cannot start a business without realizing, you know, the importance of viral marketing and the internet and ways to do it.
Absolutely essential to be on the web.
And you donated to Cancer Schmancer all your Crystal Head Vodka when we had our fundraiser, which was amazing. And there's one more thing that the people don't know. From the flashy girl from Flushing, yours truly, actually introduced Danny to the woman of his dreams. So that's coming up next. Don't go away.